Greetings, students. We're doing floating head version of narrated PowerPoint for this particular documentary because we do need a little background information. So before we get into the introduction for our super fun documentary, The Divide, that we're going to be watching this week, I do need to give you an extraordinarily brief economics lecture so that you understand the documentary. All right, first things first here. In the 1970s, a very long time ago for many people, uh, were extremely tumultuous decade politically, socially, economically. We went off silver. We were in unpopular wars. We had recession. We had gas lines. It wasn't going well. The 70s were not our best decade. People were looking for a way to change all of this. They really wanted something different, right? So in 1979 in the UK, they elected Margaret Thatcher as their prime minister. Meanwhile, over here in the US in 1980, we elected Ronald Reagan as president. And both of them had similar ideas about how to fix these economic issues that were occurring at the time. All right, so their ideas were to address these issues of like unemployment, inflation, and general discontent. They come up with this new economic policy, right? And this new economic policy is known as trickle down or supply side economics. It's also known as Reaganomics. Sometimes you'll hear it called Reaganomics. That can be a thing. So the idea behind this was that tax cuts for the wealthy and corporations and the elimination of regulation would have a trickle-down effect on the economy because rich people are known to be very generous with their money. So obviously, if we gave them more money, they were going to give it to the rest of us, right? Did we think this was going to work? Did we? Because I have thoughts on here. Did we think this was going to work? Yeah, no, it didn't work. Not even a little bit, not even at all. So it didn't work out super well. Massive loss of worker protections here and in the UK. Your parents had more worker protections when they were your age than you do. Breakdown of trade unions, that didn't help. Deregulation has been dangerous for consumers, incredibly dangerous. Have you noticed all of the outbreaks of E. coli, listeria, all of that? That's deregulation. We get the rise of the non-employer-employer, where people are not responsible for anything. They don't have to provide insurance. They don't have to provide retirement. They don't have to provide anything. You're just a contract employer. Heck, they don't even have to pay into your Social Security. Isn't that nice? So we've had the dismantling of pensions, health insurance, social programs, and currently the United States has income inequality similar to or like that of pre-revolutionary France. So it wasn't the best idea. It was not the best idea. We actually just got a study out of this, the first 50-year study of trickle down, informing us that it didn't work, which most of us had already been aware of for quite some time. So why all of this? Why am I knocking Reaganomics for no apparent reason other than it's fun? Because we're going to watch a thing. All right. So The Divide. What happens when the rich get richer? So, in 2016, the best-selling book, The Spirit Level, was made into a documentary film. Yay! The documentary follows 7 individuals in the US and the UK at different ends of the economic spectrum. And I do mean at different ends of the economic spectrum. Many of our keywords and theories from throughout the term, like literally throughout the term, or in this film. I chose it intentionally. As you're watching, as always, you can have the discussion questions up in a separate tab so that you have an idea what we're going to be talking about. But I really want you to put on your sociologist hat because you've now had all the sociology. So I want you to watch them as a sociology. How are they socialized? What opportunities were they given? What opportunities were they denied? What historical factors are intersecting with the biographies of these folks? What are their intersections? Remember, we learned about intersection theory. What are their intersections? So these are the kinds of ideas. Ignore this last thing. It's from the on-ground version of this class. So this is what we're going to be doing today as we go in to watch The Divide. Very excited for you guys to watch this documentary and to get your take on it. It's really, really interesting following these different people, and then we'll get your thoughts on the other side. So yes, floaty head one, just so that I can get you guys this information, but we'll talk to you after you watch the documentary and see what your thoughts are. All right, see you soon.